Hello and welcome to the second episode of Life Around the World podcast. This is your host, Katerina. Today we have a very special guest, our first guest. Her name is Loza. She's from Ethiopia and she's very happy to talk about herself, right?
Of course.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you for coming here.
It's a pleasure.
Well, of course I know you, but I guess the listeners won't know you. So who are you? Who is Loza?
Loza is an Ethiopian first.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I was born and raised in Ethiopia. I'm 29 years old and I'm a woman. A Leo woman.
A Leo, yes. So that's why she loves talking
Yes.
about herself.
Now I'm here in Italy
Mhm.
for attending my master's.
So we're doing the MBA together, right?
Yeah.
It's been stressful.
Oh, words
Been
can't
good.
explain.
You're an engineer, right?
Yeah.
You worked in the energy sector in Ethiopia?
Yes.
Okay.
But I became an engineer. It was a default.
Okay. Why is it because your parents are engineers?
Not actually. We're not given a chance to discover our interest,
Okay.
and then you just join whichever stream you feel fancy,
Mm.
or which could be a good, promising, especially in financial terms.
Mhm.
So after completing my high school, I was confused what to do.
Mhm.
And they say engineering is good, you can earn good money with engineering studies. So I joined engineering campus and I was good with physics, so
Okay.
I joined the electrical engineering, but it was not my calling.
How
Not
old
at
were
all.
you when you had to choose?
I was 17,
Mm.
but right before I joined the university, I turned 18.
Mm. But I agree, it's something I was thinking about recently. We kind of have to choose our way of life like too soon, too early on. We're still teenagers, we're still trying to figure everything out.
Mhm.
So here, I guess it's a little bit later. We go to university when we're 19. But already when we are 14, we have to choose the kind of high school, so more
Mm.
scientific or more classical. It's too early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But right after my graduation, I worked as a sales representative.
Mm. Okay.
So since then, I'm on the business sector.
Okay. And well, so as you said, you've been in Italy around 6 months. What are the main differences that?
It's not to generalize, but so far from what I have noticed, Italy is in the middle between Africa and European,
Mhm.
kind of.
Mhm.
Because here people are not individualistic.
Mhm.
There is a community, there's a family relationship, which we have a lot in Africa, especially in Ethiopia. It doesn't feel completely new,
Mhm.
but of course there are cultural differences, especially in terms of communication. Oh, yeah, speaking with a loud voice.
Okay, we speak louder than
Yeah,
them, really?
yeah. And for the first 2 weeks, the people used to ask me, speak louder. But the culture is more or less the same.
Mm.
And it's you don't feel complete stranger here. People are welcoming. That's one
Okay.
of the reason I like Italy.
Well, and Italy and Ethiopia have a history
Yeah.
together,
Yeah.
more or less. Good or bad, I don't know, but
A long story. Yeah.
yes. So, for example, do you have Italian words in Ethiopia that you use in your language, which is Amharic, right?
Yeah.
Do you use also Italian words or?
Yeah. Well, Amarinya or Amharic. Yeah, I figure out that after I came here, I
Okay.
started to learn Italian language,
Uh-huh.
and then I discovered some words like caramella,
Okay.
tassa. I'm like, I know these words, sharpe. And like,
Yeah.
it's more or less similar,
Yeah.
but of course the way we pronounce it is a little bit different, but you can see it originated from Italy.
And speaking of Amharic, it's a very old language. And you have a click sound as well,
Yeah.
for
The
examples.
F.
Say it again.
Okay, the whole is ta-tu-ti.
Oh wow, three different. Okay.
Oh, there are different types, yeah.
Yeah, that's difficult to do.
Sounds like something else, yeah.
As I told you, my husband's language, Siswati, also has clicks, but they're a bit more different. There's something like ka, kanyane. Yeah, it's more like that.
I can't even say that. I'm from Africa, but
It's a different language.
oh.
What do you miss most about Ethiopia? Nothing, right? You're fine.
No. I'm like, from where shall I start? Of course, my family,
Mm-hmm.
my friends, and how life used to be easy. Things were easy. Here, everything is accessible, the infrastructure is well developed, the utilities well structured, but here I have to think about everything, like in terms of my future. Maybe it's the situation I'm in now, but starting from arriving in Italy, I'm thinking about my accommodation, I'm thinking about what I'm going to do next. Like, there's a lot of tension in terms of that, in addition to being in a completely new environment without anyone. But in Ethiopia, life is challengeful, but I think I get used to of that type of challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. Is it your first time living away from your family?
Yeah.
In Ethiopia, you live with your family.
Yeah.
Is that common? Like, do generally people live with their parents until they are married, or how does it work?
Yeah, especially for a woman, it's kind of taboo to get
live
out
on-
before you get married.
Okay.
You have to stay with your family until you get married, or you get really old age.
Okay.
But
Okay.
for the guys, it's common to go out. It's different for
Okay.
women and men.
There's this idea of Italian men like being attached to their mothers and living with their
Mama's
mothers
boy,
until they
yeah.
get married. So. And do you have a big family?
In our family, we're just three,
Okay.
but the family is kind of tied with my cousins, with my aunts, the whole family. Yes, it's a big family.
You mean 3 siblings?
Yeah, three
And
siblings.
okay.
Yeah.
Are they
No, we're three. Two siblings.
2 siblings?
Yeah, one brother and one sister.
Are they older or younger than you?
Younger.
You miss them?
Oh yeah, of course. I feel like I'm responsible for their future,
Oh, really?
and I make sure like they're doing everything right and try to give them some guidance. My sister is in university now, and my brother is on his final year of high school.
And you told me your sister is getting married? Or getting close to
Yeah.
getting married?
She's engaged.
She's engaged.
Before me.
That's what I wanted to ask. So. What are your feelings about that?
At first I was shocked because she's 5 years and 6 months younger than me.
Okay. You didn't expect it.
Yeah.
Mm.
And also for my family, it's given I would go first. But now she's engaged, on her way to get married. At first I was shocked and I felt like I lag behind. But when I really thought through it, I'm like, well, our life is different. I'm too far to get worried. Because if I were near to my mom, she would nag me every day.
Are there arranged marriages in Ethiopia? Is that part of the culture or no?
It used to be.
Okay.
Even now in countryside, that is how it works. But in the cities, no, not anymore.
I remember when you came here, a lot of Ethiopian mothers around
Yeah.
Bologna, around Italy, were very happy and were trying to get you to meet their sons or their brothers. So I guess they are very involved in the romantic life of their kids, right?
Yeah. They feel like they are a part of their life or
Mm.
our lives.
Mhm.
Even for my mom and dad, like around 5,000 something, 4,000 something miles away from them. But
Mhm.
every time they call, they remind me, don't forget, you're turning 30 soon.
Okay.
So you have to find someone.
Mm.
Life is not only about being educated or
Mhm.
becoming successful woman. Success has a different version, and one of it is to start your own family.
Mm.
That's what they say, but
Yeah.
so it's a lot of pressure.
Pressure, yeah, I can imagine. And you are on the quest of love since I met you.
Since you made me, after you made me, you kind of,
You've been on this.
you have a part on that.
Really, I've had a part.
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
Because I arrived here, all my focus was just to finish the study.
Okay.
Because I used to say I have lots of things to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, I didn't want to have a relationship because it needs energy, time,
Mm.
and I thought that would divert my attention. But after seeing how you into Zani, I see how it will be easier with the right person. It's different in many ways
Mm.
because in our culture or in Ethiopia, unless you get married, you can't live alone.
Mm.
Like especially from the family side. Ooh. Yeah, it's
Okay.
going to be trouble. But now these days it's becoming common. Not common, I would say, but in terms of responsibility in Africa, in Ethiopia, now the women are supposed to work and also take care of the house. But here, you share all the burden, not only economically but also in house and doing the course and everything. But for a woman in Ethiopia, especially in Addis Ababa, life is becoming more harder because she's supposed to work to earn money, and then also she's supposed to work at home.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's going to be, yeah.
I mean, it's still similar also here, unfortunately. But of course, probably not as much as Ethiopia. Italian men are, some of them, trying to take more charge of responsibility in the house. But yeah, as we said before, I think this is common almost everywhere, that the woman just keeps getting more and more responsibilities and more burden.
Back in the days, we used to have this ceremony, which is once in a year on Epiphany Day, and there's a culture where the guy throws a lemon.
A lemon?
A lemon, yeah,
Okay.
on the woman he likes.
Ah.
So if she likes him, she'll follow him, and then they'll start a relationship.
Oh, that's cute. But a whole lemon?
Yeah, that's like.
What, it hurt?
No. You want to try it?
Yeah, maybe I'll try.
The lemons there are smaller.
Okay.
Yeah.
Small lemon. Okay. So the guys, like, is the ceremony in the house or in the street? Like, how does it happen?
It's like a street festival.
Okay.
So there's the Epiphany ceremony
Mm-hmm.
on the side in the afternoon. They'll gather to sing, to dance, and then if he likes a woman, he'll throw a lemon. If she likes him, she'll pick it up and follow him. Yeah.
Okay, and then what happens when she follows him?
Who knows? The rest is story.
Okay.
It's like picking up, literally picking up. Like so. I think for most cultures in Ethiopia, it's common for the guy to chase after the woman.
Yeah.
In the city, due to now globalization, especially with the Gen Z, even the millennials, the women start to ask the guy out, but it's not that common. And also for Ethiopian guy, if you ask him out, you are going to have a lot of problems.
Why?
Because their ego is you can't manage that.
I see.
Yeah, it's going to be hard, especially when it comes to a serious relationship, the guy is the one even to ask out for the first time, especially.
Okay.
I don't mind. I mean, I like it. It's that way
Yeah.
because it's easier for us.
Okay, so that's one burden less for the woman.
Yeah, at least let's have this one.
I see, yeah. Well, and you've mentioned, you said most of the cultures in Ethiopia, so I think that might be interesting for some people to hear, because we think of a country, at least in Italy, we think that's one culture. But in Ethiopia, it's not like that, right?
Yeah.
There's many different cultures. Did it come from different tribes that were living there?
Mhm. We have around more than 80. It's zero.
Okay.
Yeah. Nationalities.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have more than 80 language in one country. Yeah.
Does that get messy sometimes?
It does sometimes, yeah. But the good thing, we have one official working language at federal level,
Mm-hmm.
so it will make things a bit easier.
Mm.
The majority of the population is dominated by three ethnic groups,
Mm-hmm.
more than 75%.
Do most people in Ethiopia speak good English, or
No,
actually no? Okay.
not really.
Okay.
You don't want to listen to it. Because, as I have mentioned earlier, the official working language is Amharic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Unless you work in an international organization or you have contact with outside supplier or partners, there's no chance.
Yeah. Okay. So that's very interesting for me, because the parts of Africa that I've known, they all have as the main working language a colonization language. You know, coming from
Yeah.
from the colonizing countries. But of course, Ethiopia has never really been formally colonized. So it's quite interesting.
We were supposed to be Italy's colony.
Were you? Like, I'm confused. I always heard that when Italians managed to colonize Eritrea and they tried to colonize Ethiopia, but we didn't manage. But I don't know. Did we manage in the end?
It's a kind of confusing story for us also. They say there was a war and then the Italian military has a base in Eritrea, so Eritrea was a colony of Italy,
Yeah.
but not Ethiopia.
Mm.
That is one of the reasons now Eritrea is independent country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has a different.
You show them pasta and then they're
They
like,
fell in love.
we're good with injera. You can see that only 1 or 2% of the whole population from 120 million can be on the top life standard, because the population of Addis Ababa is estimated 5 to 7 million, which is less than 10% of the whole population.
Yeah.
Even within Addis Ababa, a few, probably 20% or 25% are able to have a good life standard.
And Ethiopia is landlocked, right? I was surprised. You don't have any
Yeah.
sea.
But we have many rivers, including the Nile River, which is the longest river.
Yeah.
And we have different lakes, like the Lake Tana, Lake Shala. Especially the Lake Tana, it's known for history of church. There are church from, if I am not mistaken, 15th century.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Long time.
And there's a different monasteries. It's a tourist attraction site. The interesting aspect is we have a holiday for the Muslim and also for the Christians. I thought it
Okay.
was the same for every
Everywhere.
country. Yeah.
Okay, so you celebrate Eid, for example,
Yeah.
and also Christmas.
Yeah.
And,
Our calendar is different. We are 7 to 8 years behind the
Okay.
Gregorian calendar.
Yeah.
Now it's 2023 in Gregorian, but in our calendar we are on 2015.
Okay.
So we have around 7, 8 years to catch up with the rest of the world.
You're taking your time.
That's why we're relaxing.
I wish we were in 2015. I was 24 years
Oh,
old.
it doesn't work that way.
That's a shame. So if I go to Ethiopia, don't become 24 years old.
I wish it was that way. I
Yeah, that
wish,
would be
yeah.
pretty cool.
But no.
Okay. And then finally, I guess we need to talk about the food.
Yeah.
So, how is Ethiopian food?
Yummy.
Delicious.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, of course it's not comparable with Italian because I like the Italian more.
She has been
Excuse
trained
me,
to talk
my
to me.
Ethiopian people.
Okay, you like Italian food more.
Yeah,
Why?
it's different type
More
and
varied.
yeah, more variety exactly, and also the taste. For us, our food is mostly spicy. There are not much options, but in Italy, starting from the dolce,
Okay.
yeah, you can have a different variety of it and from different ingredients.
You're used to Italian food? Like, do you have it in Ethiopia?
Pasta,
Yeah.
but now I see we were doing it
Yeah,
the wrong way.
I'm gonna be publicly shaming you because the other day you brought
Oh, sorry.
school tortellini with pesto.
Mi dispiace.
It was a horrible sight, but I'm sure you're not the only one around the world that
Yeah.
does. But I like Ethiopian food, as you know. I think it's also, as you said, yeah, it's mostly spicy, but it's also varied. When I go to the Ethiopian restaurant, I always get the platter with everything, so I get
Yeah.
a bit of everything, and it's nice. You get like different styles of vegetables and then different styles of meat. It's
Yeah.
quite good. And then the injera, of course.
Last time when we went together, if you remember, some of them were eating with a fork, not our friends, of course. And I kind of felt offended. I'm like, that's not how you're supposed to eat injera.
Yeah, I get you.
So, but it's interesting because they're used to eat with knives, forks, spoons, but now they're trying to use their hand to roll it and then take a bite.
and it gets
Yeah.
messy.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's interesting.
Mhm.
Especially we have this culture of feeding each other.
Okay.
Like you have a bite, how can I say it? You make a roll of the injera and then give it to your friend or to your family. We call it gursha.
Gursha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, even among friends then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even among us, if you're the host and they're sitting and eating and you're serving them, they'll give you gursha.
That's interesting because it sounds like such an intimate thing. I think here it would be just for your partner, very intimate.
Yeah.
But okay. So definitely, if you have Ethiopian restaurant nearby, go.
Yeah,
Go to
highly
visit it.
recommended. Please eat with your hand.
Try to eat with your hands. Yes. Maybe we should make a small tutorial.
But how
How
to
to
make,
do it,
yeah.
yeah.
We need a video for that.
True. Okay, thank you so much for being
Thank you so
here.
much.
I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too.
Me too.
And yeah, sometime we'll post the tutorial on Instagram page
Yeah.
on how to eat Ethiopian food.
Yeah.
But that
And
will
give
be-
a gursha.
Yes, okay. We'll try that
Yeah.
too. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you everybody for listening. I'll see you here. We'll talk next month for the next episode.